Hey people, what's up you guys? Hang on, I'm gonna share this while people are jumping on. How's it going? What's up? It's Wednesday and I'm going to share this, so bear with me. All right, so we are talking today about, there we go. Talking today about helping your kids solve their own freaking problems. Am I right? Am I right? Okay, so we're going to share this here. Okay. All right, so as you guys are jumping on, say hello. I'm Erin, owner of Erin K. Monahan Creative and parent to a child that is a perfectionist, which is why I've started to create tools for you guys to help your kids that have low self-esteem. Those of you that understand and know what growth mindset is, you'll love this. People that don't know what that is, I'll explain it so you're not left out. Essentially, growth mindset is the willingness to make mistakes so that you can grow. That's really it. And then being excited about those mistakes instead of trying to be perfect and avoiding them completely and thinking that it's the end of the world if you actually make them. And a lot of times our kids pick up on that. Mine certainly have. And so I'm working actively right now to undo that. So that's what this is about. That's what I've been talking about here for the most part, in between design work, and that's what I'm super passionate about now. So if you haven't watched any of the other videos, scroll through here, look for the other videos. I just kind of pick a topic and just go for it and just give you guys the most help that I can in a few moments. Luciana's here. What's up, girl? So today I want to talk about problem solving. I have a 6-year-old, and when they are upset, this applies to probably most kids. When they're upset, like when you're upset, like you don't want to solve the problem, right? And problems come up, they get frustrated. My kid will like stomp around. He doesn't want to solve it. He like gives up and he wants me to jump in and fix it, right? Which, like, who can relate? Like, sometimes you just don't want to, right? And you just want to be mad about it. And you just want to, and like, that's fine. You can totally be mad. But eventually, like, we have to get around to, solving our own problems. And probably one of the worst things that we can do is to go around solving problems for our kids. Okay. Now, I know that you're not going to leave your 1-year-old to their own devices and expect them to get it together, right? And just fix something that they're incapable of fixing, right? But there are things that we can do to teach them now when they're little to be able to solve problems better by next week, by next year, by the time that they're an adult. So by the time that they're an adult, they can take that responsibility. They can, yes. They can have that ownership, and they can feel confident enough in themselves that they can then go figure out the answer, even if they don't know what it is at the time. This is funny that I picked this topic because I was talking to my coach about this morning. So if they don't have the growth mindset understanding, if they don't understand that it's okay to make mistakes, when they encounter challenges, they don't know what to do. Like, they just feel helpless. They feel like, not to be dramatic, but all hope is lost. There's nothing they can do. And I'm experiencing this with my 6-year-old because I can try to engage him in solutions. But when he's upset, it's very difficult for him to even want to solve it, right? Which I can totally relate. So you wait till they calm down. First of all, let them go be upset, all that kind of stuff. Now, there's different things you can do for every age. Smaller kids, I'd say 5 and under, you're going to want to focus in one area. 5 to probably 9 is another set of skills, and then 9 and older, is another level of skills. So like you can start this when they're little, and that's great because you can start to talk about feelings. You can start to talk about, you're going to have to do stuff with them. The best thing that you can do is to involve them in the process. Okay. Be the example, be the model. And here, I'm just going to go ahead and jump into the steps because I'm doing it already. Where are my steps? Here we go. So there's 3 general strategies for you to help your kid with this. So it's not hard. They don't cost money, and they're going to benefit you as well as you do them, because you're going to be more aware of how you do things, and you'll probably end up changing your own behavior because you'll realize of how much you're being a model to your kids. Okay, so number 1, be the model. All right, especially for the little ones. But the bigger kids are watching in a different way. You know what I mean? They're always watching you. Wish that wasn't true, but they're always watching you. So when you encounter a problem, what you can do is think out loud in front of your kid, right? So you're going to model how you might solve this. Think it through. How you could apply the same problem-solving skill that you've been working on and involve them in the process. Do it together and give them real world examples that they can implement in their own life. And this goes along with being the model and being willing to be making mistakes. Play that game at home. What mistake did you make today? Okay, what mistake did you make today? Now, we've been playing that game for, I don't know, a month maybe. And Aiden, my 6-year-old, is now the one that initiates it. If I forget, which I do sometimes because we're busy, whatever, he's the one that brings it up. So it's fun for him. So that it is changing. It's changing his perception of what a mistake is, how heavy they can be, and how they're not really heavy at all. And so it is working. So this is just another level to that game. Okay. So you're going to make mistakes together. Be willing to make those mistakes. Share how you're working through a problem. And sometimes I know like this can be hard to explain to like a 4-year-old, but just practice. Okay. They might check out halfway through your sentence. It's normal. Just go with it. They pick it more than you know. Okay. So number 1, be the model. Think out loud, basically. Involve them in the process. Another way that you can do this is, number 2, ask for their advice. Okay, I know he's only 6, but when I ask for his input on things, he's helping me create this book, by the way, because I invited him and I asked for his advice, and now he's pumped about it, and now he's involved and he's understanding what I'm doing. But this, again, this normalizes real life. It normalizes problem solving. It normalizes making mistakes, and that it's common to be facing challenges. It lets them ask questions. It lets them think about solutions for you, so the pressure's off of them, and you're valuing their ideas, so it's going to give them some confidence as well. Okay, so see, these are simple. The biggest thing, and this is going to be the hardest one, number 3, don't give them the answer. And I feel like this is probably the hardest because you want to help them, right? And like, you don't like to see them struggle, and you don't like to see them fail. And I'm even thinking of like, okay, when it's time to clean up toys, it's so much easier and so much faster for me to jump in and help, or just do it myself. Like, I get it. I so get it. But it's not helping them learn how to clean up and take responsibility for their own stuff. And the same is true with problem solving. You've got to let them struggle. You've got to let them fail. You've got to let them get upset and get it out of their system. And so something I say to my son is, be upset about it. You're totally allowed to have your feelings. When you're ready to solve the problem, I'm here for you. Well, let's talk about it. And a lot of times he'll say, I'm ready now, when he's not really ready. But when he is truly ready, he might struggle to come up with an answer. He might struggle to really be able to see a way out. And if I don't answer him, he thinks I'm mad. But they're not going to get it the first time. Keep doing it. keep giving them the opportunity to come up with ideas. Okay, so there's different things that you can say. Let me pull this up to help them kind of through this process, because if they've never solved it before, how would they know how, right? Let me pull this up here. Okay. So there's questions you can ask that'll help them work through this process, and think of ideas, okay? Remember, no idea is a bad idea. Don't say, well, that won't work because blah, okay? Just go with it. Be like, okay, all right? So here's how you can work through this process. 5 questions that they'll probably help you as well as a grown-up, because we can get in our own heads and spin about, I don't know the answer and I don't know what to do, and here I am stuck as the victim, totally helpless and unable to do anything for myself, right? Okay, so step 1, what am I feeling? Ask them, what are you feeling, right? That's the first step, is to identify what they're feeling. This is what you can focus on with the smaller kids. Just start to put words with those emotions, because they are trying to figure out their emotions. They only have like level 11 emotions. Everything is like tears. So you can start to actually put names to those emotions and help them differentiate between frustration, sadness, anger, that sort of thing, okay? And it gives them a chance to step back and kind of like think about it for a second, get out of the drama for a moment and be like, what am I feeling? And they might not have the words, okay? So this is where you can suggest words if they don't know what that means. Try to explain it. Use your judgment. These are small kids. Like, I get it. It's hard sometimes. Question number 2. All right, so number 1, what am I feeling? Number 2, what's the problem? Straight up ask them, okay? What's going on? What happened? What, get the details. And then I would repeat it back to them. So what you're saying is blah, right? This is what happened. This is why you're upset. And it helps them feel understood and heard. And you can also help them kind of take responsibility for the problem in this moment, instead of like blaming everybody. So-and-so hit me. So-and-so took my toy. So-and-so, they're going to point fingers. It's natural. But you can get more details and kind of figure out, what part they played. Okay. Don't be pointing it out to them like, well, look what you did, but gently say, and maybe this also happened. Okay. Number 3, what are the solutions? And I feel like this is where they're probably going to get the most stuck. Because they might not know, but let's just say, okay, well, let's brainstorm together. Let's think about this together. What could we do? Anything is game. Anything's on the table. Even if it's crazy, just throw it out there. Okay. Might not work. We don't know. They don't have to be good. But what can we do to fix this? And help them. Okay. If they need more support, this is team effort, guys. Like, you're teaching them how to do this. So you've got to do it with them. I know that's energy and I know that's effort, but it's worth it. Okay. It's not going to take as long as you think. Wi-Fi. Okay. There we go. Number 4, what would happen if? Okay, so go through that list of solutions. What would happen if we did this one? What would happen if we did that one? What would happen if, this one didn't work? How would it make somebody else feel? Is this safe? Is it fair? Is it, because they might have solutions that are off the wall. Like, well, I want all the toys. I just do. I'm going to get them. All right, write it down. We're not going to judge it. And then go back. Is that really the best one? Is that nice to other people? So on and so forth. And walk them through. Okay, if we did that, what would happen next? What would happen if, how would that person maybe feel? How would that person react? And then finally, once you've gone through all that kind of cause and effect, pick one to try. Okay, what solution are we going to try? And if it doesn't work, you go back to the list. Right? That's why you have the list. All right. So, and maybe you guys do it together. Encourage them to keep trying until the problem is solved. So now they've got a list of options that they can use to attack this problem head on. What did you learn? Was it easy? Was it hard? Did it work? What would you do differently next time? So that's the process. Remember the questions. The questions will take some practice, but essentially those 3 steps are really, really easy, and you're probably doing it a lot anyways. So be the model, think out loud, right? Ask them for advice, involve them in the process, and then if it's their problem, don't give them the answer. Let them figure it out and use those 5 questions to walk them through it, okay? This doesn't have to be hard, doesn't have to take a long time, but if you implement it every day a little bit more, things will start to happen. We have not been working on that this long here, and I'm already seeing like massive differences. Like you change one thing and it will have a domino effect. So I'm actually going to put more details about this and more information about this and more steps that you can implement in the Celebrate Your Mistakes activity book. There's guides for parents, there's activities for kids, there's coloring pages. It's really kind of like a buddy system, so you know what to do to help your kid be okay with mistakes, to run at them with open arms, to fail faster so they can succeed higher and higher, so they can learn how to be their true selves, because they don't have to be afraid of being perfect, right? It's detrimental. We don't want that for our kids. You know how hard it is if you're a perfectionist, if you're a recovering perfectionist like myself. You know what they're up against and you know what they're about to face. This is your chance to handle it and to get them into a better mindset before they go out into the big world. Okay, so go check it out. I'll put the link below. It is full of things like this, like we talked about today, actual things that they can do, tools for you as a parent to help them implement so they can change all of this. Really, by the time you get to the end of the book, things are going to have changed. Like, because it's that easy to do. We just have to take the steps to do it. And there's not a lot of resources out there that are teaching us how to do it. So I found that frustrating, so I made my own. So there you go. If you guys have questions, let me know. Drop a comment. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Happy Hump Day. And go check out the link. All right? See you guys later.